and welcome back to Cadence Amplify. Thank you guys so much for being here. We are on track 1. For those of you who are joining us for the first time, there are actually 2 tracks that we have going on. So you can go check out both options. We've got amazing presenters and speakers. But for track number 1, to jump right back into our session, I have another incredible guest for you today. And I'm going to be bringing on Cathy Mitchell. Let me give you a little introduction about who Cathy is. As the owner-operator of WP Barista, Cathy has helped influencers and businesses navigate the digital landscape for 17 years. And her tutorials frequently are featured on the first page of Google, reflect her dedication to simplifying complex concepts and making tech accessible for everyone. A recognized voice in the WordPress community, Cathy has shared her insights as a guest speaker at WordCamps, WordPress meetups, and on various podcasts. And she brings a friendly and approachable style to her presentations, always aiming to empower her audience with practical, actionable advice. And every year, through WP Barista, Cathy donates to a deserving charity and supports small businesses in developing countries. She's all about making the web a better place for everyone. So please help me welcome Cathy to the stage. Hi, Cathy. How are you?
Hi, good. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited about your presentation because you're going to be teaching us how to create 2 product styles in one WordPress shop. And I actually want to learn how to do this for one of my other side businesses too. So I really am excited to hear what you have to share with us. But without further ado, I'm going to let you just take it away.
Okay, sounds good. We are, like you said, Katie, going to talk about 2 styles in one shop. And for our example, we're going to use one of my client sites, thatbreadlady.com. So I have to thank her for letting us do that. If you have more than one type of product in your shop, then this is the perfect demo for you. If you have some familiarity with WooCommerce, you'll know that we can make some good adjustments. Kadence has given us some good options, but those apply universally to all the products in the shop, especially when you use the customizer, some of the blocks, but they just apply everywhere. So we're going to use ShopKit, and we're going to focus on the Woo template feature, which is pretty exciting. I guess I already got an intro, so I don't need to say this stuff. More stuff about me and what I've done. But I do want to say the most important thing that I think I've done is work for some small companies and mom and pop shops, because that way I get to know what part the website plays in what they do. And then we can take a more holistic view at it. Okay, I also believe that the next 40 minutes or 50 or whatever we have, it should be worth your time. So I'm going to go kind of quickly. I want to get as much information into your hands as possible. So we're going to stop and take questions, put them in the comments if you're watching on YouTube, and I think Katie will be in there to grab them. And yeah, at the end, we'll have some time for that. So Heather, I'll tell you a little bit about the website and why we're doing this. She has a bakery, a website. She holds baking retreats. She blogs, and she sells classes online. And then we combined a whole bunch of classes for a membership. So for one price, they can get a whole bunch of classes. And so when we sell merchandise, and her site became so popular, the retreats in particular, that people wanted to buy the t-shirts that she had made for the retreats. So now she's adding merchandise to the shop. So if I have time, I can show you how we build the custom shop page. But for now, we're going to stick to the Woo templates and try and get 2 different products. For today's talk, we're going to do a class, and we're also going to do the merchandise. So if you know some block editor basics, this is for you. And I do mean basic, just adding text and images. If you know how to add a product in WooCommerce, that would be great. Just the regular data, the text, the images, a price, that's it. We're going to focus on the Woo templates feature so that we can have these styles automatically applied to the correct product at the right time. We're going to use the product tabs features. We're going to go through size charts and swatches, but we're not going to sacrifice speed, security, and SEO. So in other words, you doing it this way instead of a whole bunch of plugins is much better for the website speed, SEO, extensibility, all of that. We will get into the demo quickly. The first thing that we're going to do is prepare the site. We're going to get a quick overview of the plugins and which settings have to be on to accomplish what we're going to do today. Then we're going to go through the first product template, which is going to be for the digital classes that she sells online. We're going to just use dynamic content and cadence tabs, not the WooCommerce tabs, but cadence tabs for that one. And we're also going to want to put a banner in the bottom so that if somebody is buying the class, they can see the option to just have the membership and get a whole bunch of classes for one price. And then lastly, we will go through the product template for physical products, the merchandise. And when we go through that, we get to look at a whole bunch of bells and whistles for the ShopKit. We're going to do custom tabs, a size chart, and color swatches. So I'm going to try and get through as much of this as I can. The WordPress site, you're going to have the Pro add-on to the Kadence theme. So the Kadence theme and the Pro add-on, the Kadence blocks and the Pro add-on, WooCommerce, of course, one product, and the ShopKit by Kadence. Now in that product, you have to have at least one product so we can do some testing and previewing. Only the basic fields we're going to use. The title, the short and long description, a price, and at least one photo. Okay, so let's move to the, oh, sorry, I'm looking at my mouse on the feedback. Anyway, we're going to go to the demo. So the first thing we're going to do is go to Kadence. We're going to go to that Pro add-on, and we're going to turn on the WooCommerce add-ons. This is important. Then we're going to go and turn on the custom shop page in the customizer. So you go to the customizer and open the WooCommerce tab, and now you'll have some extra features. The product catalog is what they call the shop. It's all of the products. But what we want to do is towards the bottom, turn on the custom content for the shop page. And this way we can advertise all the different kinds of products we have. And when somebody uses the back button or the breadcrumbs that are automatically added by WooCommerce, then it will work because WooCommerce adds links in some places and even in emails. And so we want them not to break or send somebody to an unexpected spot. So using that custom page helps with that. Okay, now we got to publish that. Okay, let's go back to here. The thing we want to have, I have a screenshot here of what we're going to be looking at. So this is what we're going to try and create. This is for selling the classes. We're going to have a gallery and the sales information. That's easy enough. We want some custom tabs in the back because we're going to address one of the concerns people have when buying a class, like why can't I just get it on YouTube? So we're going to put why pay for a class. We're going to talk about Heather, the instructor, and the included in this class is going to be the full description. Here's a short. And then, like I said, at the bottom of here is going to be the bottom of the tab. So we're going to put the Academy ad to let people know they can have all of it for one. And then we're going to do related posts below in case we can bump up the sale. Okay, one thing I want you to notice is in here, instead of an H1 on this page or the product title, we're going to try and bring that in onto the tab. And we're also going to want it in the tab, the first tab, so that you can see the product name and have that in there. When we're doing custom stuff, I think it's really important to make sure that we continue the good use of HTML elements for SEO. Okay, so now we're going to go back to our demo, and we're going to open the Woo templates. I missed one of the pages. We didn't turn them on. Hold on one second. We're going to go to the ShopKit. This is where all the good stuff is. We're going to turn on the custom galleries, because why not? And the templates. Those are the two that we're going to need. All the other settings you can leave as is, or you can play with them. It doesn't matter. Now, when we reload under products, not there yet, so we're going to reload the page. There's our Woo templates. Excellent. So we're going to go into Woo templates. We're going to add a new one. This is for a single product, not the archive or not a catalog of products. We're going to start blank today. Okay, this is the fun part. Nobody can see the title here, so we might as well make it something really obvious. This is our template for the class product. Now I like to organize things in rows. And this is going to have the image in the background that we're going to want. Now, I'm going to use the advanced image block. There's a few that would do it, but I'll tell you why in a second. So I don't have an image that I want to put on this product. I want it to pick whatever product I'm looking at. I want that image to show up. So what we're going to do is look for a little icon that looks like two stacked tires on top of each other. That's the database icon. I don't know how else to describe it. It's this guy right here. And that will enable some dynamic content. So we just enabled it. It doesn't know what to pick yet. So we're going to click it again. We're going to go in here and we're going to pick the featured image. Now it says post up above, but it kind of is referring to like a post type. So whether it says post or whether you're working on a page or a product or a post, it's all the same. We want the featured image of this post type, which is a product. We want that to show up. Perfect. Okay. Now we have a problem because this is merchandise, not a class. This is to sell aprons. So there is a great feature in Woo template. We're going to go to the template settings. We're going to go to preview settings, this button, and we're going to select which product we want while we're doing this styling and working on this. So we're going to pick sourdough pizzas, which is a class. Close that up. There's sourdough pizza dough. Okay. Now we want to make it a skinny banner. So we're going to go back into the sidebar for blocks. And we're going to go to the image. We're going to use a 4:1 ratio so we can get a nice skinny guy. Now the reason I picked the advanced image block is because we want to put an overlay on it. We're going to go to style, down to the overlay color. We just want the tabs to show up a little bit better. So we're going to pick a color and we're going to make it a little bit more opaque. Perfect. Okay, that's it. Now we're going to add some tabs. We are not going to use the product tabs, and I can explain later. We are going to use the regular Kadence tabs. And actually, I saved some of these tabs just to make it a little bit faster for us. I already styled them. These are the tabs. We can get rid of this guy. Shift-Alt-Z will get rid of whatever block you are in without you having to do anything about it. Okay, so we're going to erase the default, tab 1. And like we saw in the screenshot, we're going to want the title of the product to be in this tab. So again, we're looking for that tire icon. So we're going to go into the block settings. Right here on the contextual menu is the dynamic button, and we're going to want to put that in this tab. So we're going to want the post title. Again, product title, same thing. Add it in there. Perfect. Okay. The second one was going to be the long description. So we can give that a nice title. And it's not called long description. It's just called the description. That's the WooCommerce description. And in here, we're going to put about the author or about Heather. I just saved this content, but really it's just a block with text and an image. That's it. We're going to do static because she's the instructor for all of them. We want one more where we're going to deal with the argument about getting information for free. Why pay for a class? And again, this is going to be the same for all of the classes. So I just saved it to save us some time. Why pay for a class? So it's in this. Okay. I love the list view because it's the fastest way to make changes. So in the very last tab is where we want to put why pay for a class. We're just going to drag this up and put it inside the tab. And that way we're not in this grouping either, which is giving it some weird padding. Okay, then we can get rid of this guy. All right, so now we have this tab all done. Excellent. Now we're left with some of the sales stuff. Now, if you remember, we split this tab in half, and on one half we were going to have the gallery. On another, we're going to have some sales info. So like I said, I like organizing things in rows. We're going to put the product gallery in this. Great. In this, we're going to put the title on the left and the price on the right. That's the product price. Here's the product title. We're going to make this right aligned. So we need the block menu here. Okay, and then I believe we had the short description. Oops, underneath that. And then we have the add to cart button. Easy peasy. This is really cool thing too that Kadence has done. If you don't need to show quantities and people will only buy one class at a time, they have a little full width button, which I love. So cool and so easy. Okay, we also want the additional information. So we added a few attributes so that we could add prerequisites, so we could add any equipment that they needed in order to take this class. So those will just go in here nicely. Those are global attributes. If you're not sure what those are, you can look them up in WooCommerce. They're very handy, and they're almost always styled like this, but they're put inside of one of the, on a default WooCommerce product page, they're just put inside of the additional information tab. Okay, so I think we have everything in here the way we want. I like the standard one the best. And it looks like they're about even here too. Okay, so I'm not going to go through the styling. You need to use a negative margin to pull it up here, up a little bit, over top of our image to make it cute. We did include this. We got the instructor. Now, the thing up here is I can see there's some space here, and this is not going full width. So I'm going to go back into my row. You keep going to the left. I'm not going to do a block. How to use blocks. There's the row layout. We want this to go full width. Okay. And then on this row, did I not put them in a row? I like rows because then they can go full width, but they can also, yeah, I should have done a row. So I'm just going to add that in here. Come on. There we go. That way you can control the width and the width of the background, but also the width of the inner content. I just find them handy. Okay, our row is going to go up here, and we're just going to have one section, and then we're going to put our tabs inside that section. Great. And now we can make this do not go any further than the inner content width. That is full width. This is inner content width. And then we are going to put a little banner ad for the Academy. which I just saved. We want this to go full width. We want the inner content to be the content width of the theme. Okay, and then after that, we're just going to do some related posts. Related products. Now let's go, we're going to publish this and we're going to go have a look at one of our classes. So this is what the default is for WooCommerce. And you can tell right away it made absolutely no changes. And I did update it. And this will happen because we haven't told it where to display this template. So it is a Woo template, but it does not know where to display. So we go to template settings again, same place where we click the preview. And if it says unset, then it is not going to display anywhere. So we can pick, and you can go as granular as you like on these. There's tons of options, but we put all of our classes into a category to make it easy. So we're going to pick which category we want them to show up in. Then we're going to save it. Now, when we refresh our screen, oh, you can't see. Okay, sorry. There you go. Did you see that refresh? Okay. This is what we had done, except this is exactly like what we had looked at in our screenshot, except it's too far down because I'm not going to go over some of the styling stuff because this is styling. And I'm assuming you know how to style some things. So the related products need to be put inside a row and need to be the width of the theme page content. Again, because that's going too far to the sides. But we have all of our dynamic content in here working perfectly. And like I said, I should have checked to make sure that this isn't an H1 because we don't want to neglect our SEO. It is the product title, so I'd have to check the HTML. It doesn't say. I'm assuming that's an H1, but we'd have to check the HTML to be sure. Okay. So that has the class template. We added an advanced image block. We added dynamic content, the 2 tires, the database icon. We did full width and page width. We set up the preview settings. And now we have a template that will display on any product that's in this category. So if you have questions, you can leave them in the YouTube question place and I can answer them. Let's go back to the slides for just a second. So this is what we had envisioned. The tabs, the dynamic content, the banner at the bottom, the image or gallery on the right-hand side. So just to review, we started with a blank template. We added the advanced image block, dynamic content, again, with that little database icon. And we set the preview settings so that we could actually test it properly. But then we added the tabs. Here's a little thing of the tabs. You can have these slides if you'd find them helpful. And then we had the display settings set to make sure that they displayed only on the products that we want them to. And that would be the classes. Okay. That's the first product style. And we're at 10:24. So we got time. We're going to do another one. We got the plugins in there. We have the ShopKit. Now we're going to do the second template, which is for our physical products. And this is where we get to work with some fun bells and whistles. We're going to go back into the demo. And we're going to go back into the ShopKit. Oh, I think I didn't save that. Oh, well, that's okay. ShopKit. And we already enabled the galleries, the templates. Now we're going to do variation swatches because we want to have our t-shirts so that people can select color. So you can fill this out however you like. The one that matters is the default swatch type. So we want to pick taxonomy defined. We want the type of swatch to be per attribute. So if it's a size, I don't want a picture of each size. I just want to drop down. So now if we use taxonomy defined, I can go into each attribute and set the default there. So if you have thousands of products already in your shop with those attributes already selected, you don't have to go into every product to change this. This will do it per taxonomy, per attribute, which is perfect. Anything else is fine. You can save it or enable any of these that you want. The options, same thing. You can do what you like with those. Now we're going to turn on size charts. And this will give us the little pop-up. Like if you've seen on, I think Amazon has it, when you're buying clothing, there's a little pop-up that says size chart. And you just click the button and it brings up information about how to get the right size. Okay, now we're going to turn on global tabs. So on the first template, we used cadence tabs and filled them out with dynamic content. We're now going to create some tabs that we can use on any product that we want. And that's it. That's it. Did I save this one? I did. Okay. So now that we have that done, oh, I do need to show you what our goal is. This is our goal. We want to have a merchandise product with the drop down for the size, the color swatches for the color. We want this. This is where the button is for the little size chart. So if they need more information, the add to cart button, and we want big images on the left. Underneath, we're going to have a pretty standard tabs, but we're going to create some custom tabs for shipping and handling information. And I had another one, but one tab is good enough to show you how to make it work. We're going to give them specifics about, I don't know, if shipping clothing has some super important shipping detail that they really, really need to know. So that's what we're going to do. But this will be handy to know for other products. Oh, and the other thing that we're going to do on this template is we're going to do a hand-picked assortment of related products so that the client can go in here and go into the template and say it's fall. She can go in and click a bunch of fall designs to show on any merchandise product. And the winter, she can change it out just by going to the template. So that'll take a little tutorial on my part to show her how to do that. But it's easier than having to, and it changes for all of the merchandise at once. And it's easier than her having to go into each product and set the related posts, set the upsell and the cross sells in order to get them to be the ones that she wants. Okay, so let's turn these bells and whistles on first before we get going. The first thing we're going to do is go to products. We're going to go to the tabs. Did I set them? I did. Okay. Turn it, refresh the page here. Under products should be product tabs. There they are. Whoops. Products, product tabs. We're going to click that and we're going to create a new one, just like you'd create a post. Add new product tab. Perfect. That's it. This title is not shown either. So I'm going to call it tab shipping and handling to be brief, but on the tab title, I'm going to write it out properly. That's the shipping and handling information. This is just going to be some static content. So I saved it in advance for us. There's my shipping information and a big ship. So, now we know what that is. Come on, just deleting some of that. This goes in here. Go back. There we go. Okay. Now, This is where we're going to pick if it's going to display everywhere or not at all. And it's not, yeah. So we can overwrite this in the template as well. And we can overwrite it. I don't know if you can overwrite it per product, but we can in the templates. So I'm going to go to the display type and I'm going to leave it added to, no, I'm not. I'm not going to leave it added to every product. What I'm going to do is add this just to the merchandise anyway. So you can add it only to specific products. So again, super cool that you can go so granular. We're going to do this on merchandise. Now a tab priority, this is used in PHP and 0 is the first and it goes up. So if you want something to be the very first tab, and there's a little cheat sheet here. The description is tab 10, is the number 10. So it has to be below 10 if you want it to be before the description. So you could have it be 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, doesn't matter. Anything below 10. And on it goes. So if additional information in the default product template is 20 and you want it to go right between the description and the additional information, then you'd pick something between 10 and 20. So 15 usually. And then that gives you room on either side if later down the road you decide to add another tab and want it to go in there somewhere. Okay, so we're going to put it at the end. I just put number 40. We're going to save this. And that's as easy as it is to get these tabs created. When we go into the template, I'll show you how to pick which tabs. It's very cool, so easy. We used to have to pull templates from WooCommerce, the plugin, and put it into a custom theme. But then every time WooCommerce updated, there's a chance that we'd have to go into the theme and update it, which costs clients a lot of money. So this saves them a ton of money because Kadence stays updated with WooCommerce. So all we have to do is keep our Kadence updated and no redoing code, which is brilliant. Just brilliant. Okay, let's go do the size chart, which is under products again. Same as the tabs. We're going to add a new one. Now this one has a few more options, which is very fun. This title, I think, is shown. But that's what we're going to put there. Just some static content again. Okay, now down here is where all the options are. So I had it, if you remember in the screenshot, just under the add to cart button. You can, and then a modal is a pop-up window. It's another name for a pop-up window. So the modal title, color, and text, and all of this is all selectable down here. But if you want to put the size chart into one of the tabs, you can do that here. You set the label, and then here's the priority, which again is that 10, 20, 30 business. And so you pick a number, and that tells you where the tab is going to be placed in the product tabs. So if you want it to be a tab and not a pop-up, you can do that here. And if it's a tab, you get to set the label here. Now the chart, we don't want it to show on classes or anything irrelevant. So we can only show the chart on our merchandise category. That's what we're going to do. And this one, actually, you don't have a choice in the templates, in WooCommerce templates yet, probably. There's no block that goes with this so that you can drag it around or something. If you want to change where it goes, that's right here. You can put it before or after attributes. You can put it as a tab, no button, or you can put it before or after description cart. There's a couple of options in here. So I chose under the add to cart button. That's it, done. Publish this little goodie. So now we have a custom tab. We have a custom size chart. Now we want to get those color swatches to show up. And all of this is prep, and it might seem like a lot, but you can do this on a per product base. But if you have hundreds and hundreds or thousands of products, this is so much faster and so much easier. And you can change all of them just using a template. So this is really handy in those situations. All right, so now we're going to go to attributes. I did turn them on, right? Let's go to ShopKit and just make sure I turned on the attributes. Variation swatches. Variations are what come from attributes. So the global attributes, I did turn them on. Okay. So under here, we're going to go to the attributes under products, and attributes are the sizes and colors, and you can put each of them manually into a product if you like. But like I said, if you have hundreds of t-shirts to sell, this is perfect. So what you do is you add your attribute and just make sure that the slug matches the one that is already on all of those products. So I just used colors, no spaces on either side, nothing like exactly so the slug matches. And then you can pick if the colors should be a radio box, a drop down, or an image. So for our colors, I obviously chose image. We want it to be image. See the image and color swatches here. That's all that you have to do. And now the default, every time a product has a color, it will show a color swatch. So now we have to go to the terms in this taxonomy. So this is the taxonomy. We set it per taxonomy. Now we're going to go back here to our attributes. Colors, for example. So now we have all of these colors. We have to actually upload an image or a color for each one of them. So I've already done this, and you can choose whether you want to bring in a color or an image right there. I selected all the colors. That's it, super easy. And I also made sure that the URLs match exactly for the colors that are already on products. So URLs is important, especially spaces before and after will mess a lot of people up. And the slug is lowercase. So now we have colors. They all have a beautiful little color patch on them. And so when we go to Baking is My Therapy Tea, this is one without the WooCommerce template. This is what it looks like now that we have those set up. No custom template. This is just what it is. Additional information, shipping and handling. That's the standard, which you can recognize. WooCommerce template. So now let's change up that template a little bit. We're going to go back here just for a second to revisit what we want this to look like. We want to get rid of the metadata, the info. We want to get rid of the category, and we want to add a custom shipping and handling tab. And we don't need the additional information in here again. So in the default, the additional information is here as well as up here. So we can get rid of that. So let's go back to our products and let's make another Woo template. This time, instead of starting from blank, we might as well start, it's a single template. Yep. We might as well start with something we already have. Now we don't need to change the preview product because this is aprons and that's a merchandise item. So let's give this an obvious title. That's the template for merchandise. Okay, now we are going to use this. We're going to want to move this over a little bit. Want to change this into the standard because I kind of like that one better. And we're going to get rid of this description. We're going to put that in a tab. Okay, so now we have our gallery on the left. We have this on the right. And again, we want to put the price up top. So we're just going to add a row. We're going to drag this price guy over to here. And we're going to drag this title into here. Or you could use the list view. The padding is a little bit off here. Okay, better. There's our short description. Now, this does not show up twice because we've turned off the extra title elsewhere. Okay, so this is one of the options that you get in that template that we use to load. These are called collapsed style. So it's like an FAQ. the information, and then you click on it, and then you can see it, and then you can unclick it, and it goes back up. Now we're going to want to put a row here because we want the tabs spread out so we can add some more custom tabs in here. So we're going to add a row. It's just going to have one item in it, the tabs that are going to go all the way across. We're going to use the product tabs this time, not the Kadence ones. Product, I mean, they are the Kadence ones, but it's the product tabs, not regular tabs. Okay, and we're going to get rid of this tab here. I'm not sure why there is that extra padding there, but I'm not going to worry about it right now. I would want to know why this is going a negative margin, but let's not worry about that right now. This is the cool thing about the tabs. On the right-hand side, how are we doing for time? Okay, we're almost done. We have the tabs that we can enable, which is so cool. So anything we made, this shipping and handling tab, it'll automatically show up here now. So I can enable it or disable it. And I can also change the tab priority here. And it's the same thing with the numbers. So this additional information, we do not need that. We can get rid of that. We do need the description because we erased it before. And we need our shipping and handling. And we can add reviews here, but she has reviews turned off, so we're not going to worry about that. And then in here, you can style it if you like. Now, it needs to be in here because this is going full width. I can tell already. So we're going to make that a little bit, fit in a little bit better. And then the other thing I was going to show you how to do, we can do that right in this tab, this row. We're going to have 2 blocks in this row. So we're going to have 2 blocks. We're going to do them up and down. And in here, we're going to add the product carousel. This one will allow you to get super granular with which products you show. So like I said, she can go in here seasonally, probably wouldn't want to do it more than that. So 4 and 4, she can go in here and she can pick which merchandise she wants to show. So instead of selecting products and letting WooCommerce do it, you can select on sale, all of those, or you can select them individually. So we're going to do individually, and we're going to select merchandise because what was showing before were her classes. So we just select them. They're in there. Perfect. That's it. That is now within the same tab, so it's all looking pretty. Oh, we want to put a title in here probably. So we're going to put, what would we call that? Most popular this week or this season or something. Use the list view so I can get it in the right spot. There we go. Now, again, we need to do the template settings, and we need to show it. It's unset, so we need the display settings set up so we know what products is going to use this template. It is a single product template. We are going to select it by the group category, and we're going to want it on all the merchandise products. So now when we publish that, okay, so this is what it looked like before. Now we're going to reload it. And this is what it looks like now. Much better. And we have our custom tab in here. And right here we have the size chart. So you click it, it pops up. Remember we made that. And here are the swatches. And there's no double tag here, even though it looks like that in the template. I think that might just be a glitch. Most popular this week. Oh, I should have changed that to an H2. And here's our hand selected products. So that is our second template. And that concludes what I was going to talk about today. We added the custom tabs, we added the size chart, we added color swatches, we made it pretty close to this one. The merch template, we started with something already there and then just removed the stuff. So today you went through a bunch of really cool options for ShopKit and Kadence Pro, which allows some WooCommerce options. We learned about the Kadence tabs, dynamic content when we did the first template. In the second template, we learned about custom tabs, the size chart, and the color swatches, and how to display each one as well. That's my talk. Do you have any questions? Hopefully that was a lot of information and it was worth your time.
Yes, that was wonderful. I'm going to remove your slide here, unless you have another one. Is there another one after this? I can keep it up if needed.
No,
Okay.
It was just me.
Okay, well, I'll actually leave this up on the slide so that everybody can see how to get in contact with you as well. But let's go through a handful of questions. Well, first, I just wanted to say that I am such a big fan of Kadence ShopKit. Long before I started working with Kadence in the marketing department at all, I use it on my other website that I have as well. And I absolutely love that you can customize WooCommerce, because WooCommerce is so particular. Like it's uncustomizable without code. So I love that Kadence has this.
Unless you code it, but then you have to pay for a developer every time it updates.
100%. And Kadence makes it so easy for you to just style whatever you want. But I'm wondering, what are some other use cases where someone might need multiple product styles on their one shop?
For other than just different products?
Yeah, like is there, like if I'm watching this and I'm maybe a blogger, if I have digital products in my shop, would you advise, everybody does multiple product listings or different templates for each of those use cases?
I think it's whatever's going to sell your products the best, right? So for Heather's classes, that's a digital product. It's an entirely different ball game for somebody to pay $30 for a video nowadays. So that's why we did that. And also because we wanted to collect all the classes together and feature them in a membership. And so selling a membership is also very different than selling a class, because that's the recurring thing. So then we want more information about what you're going to get, which is great if you have more than one. Now she has one membership, so we can just use a page and the little short code for WooCommerce, and she can customize it as she wants. But if you had a whole bunch, then I think that's when a template comes in handy. And for her, she has affiliates, but for ShopKit, we just turn on click the photo and go straight to the affiliate shop. Click the title, go straight to the affiliate shop. Like, it's so easy. So that takes care of that. And then we have the classes, the merchandise, the retreats we do a little differently. And then the membership, because there's only one membership, she just does a custom page.
Yeah, I have done multiple templates on different websites as well for other clients. And I think it depends. Like if you're going to try to make your sales page or your WooCommerce template kind of mimic a sales page, you really want to have those dynamic fields, right? Instead of it just feeling like a real basic listing. I love all that you showed. Okay, another question. What are some best practices for managing multiple product templates in the same shop, especially if someone has a large number of products? Is there anything crazy that someone needs to keep in mind if they have a massive shop?
The most, as far as speed, like loading these templates, I don't think that's an issue, because you load a template every time you open WordPress anyway. So it's going to load the default one or a custom one. And the difference with how Kadence codes their templates is very, very little. Like it's just as fast as any default template. So in that way, go to town, create as many templates as you want. The most important thing is having not too many dynamic calls to the database if you have a giant shop. So the most important thing is keeping your variations down. If you have thousands of products, You need to have really good hosting, and you need to not have too many variations, because that every single variation is pulled up when you look at a product. For speed, that's for speed. For user experience, you have to know your audience. And keeping them organized. The easiest way to use templates is categories, obviously. So keeping your products really organized is important the bigger you get.
Yeah, and you're usually not creating templates based on a single product. You're usually doing it based on a category, and that template would apply to everything in that category. So hopefully, you know, even if you had a dozen, because you had a dozen categories, that's still manageable, right?
As far as speed and SEO, that doesn't have any impact. The number of templates doesn't have any impact. The number of variations that you load on each product, that does have an impact on speed.
Perfect. I have a few more comments here as well. Let me pull these up. It says, Adrian just said, thank you. So much useful info. Lori says, so helpful. Thank you so much. Could you show the site's pages? I'm especially wondering what all products or all classes pages looks like.
So I have not done a template for her all. So I didn't do the archive to really show you. So it looks just like a regular WooCommerce archive. Now, the templates, though, you can create an archive. And so I have done that. I'm racking my brain trying to remember which client I did that for. But it was really important. Oh, yes, it was her, because we wanted her classes to show the images, but we also wanted the archive to be separate for the membership clients and separate for people who weren't logged in. So we could use a ShopKit template for an archive. Today we did 2 single product templates, but if you do it for an archive, you can include whatever you want. I should have said, though, when creating these templates, you can mess it up. Like, you can forget to put the price. If you forget to put an add to cart button, there will be no way to add it to cart. Like, it just won't. So you have to make sure that you add all of the elements that you want in there as well.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much. This has been an amazing talk. Thank you again. We are going to be back here in just a little bit. Anything else you want to share, Cathy, before we send you on your way?
If people want more information, I have a newsletter that I try to get out every other week. And I post all kinds of stuff for bloggers and influencers, psychology type of stuff and sciencey stuff, and it's fun.
Great.
So they can get that on my website.
Yep, I was about to ask you that. Just go to wpbarista.com and you guys can get signed up for that newsletter. Thanks again, Cathy. Wonderful presentation. People got a ton of value from it.
Good.
Awesome.